From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Tuesday, January 19th, right now on Good Morning Indiana. IPS students will be heading back to the classroom for the first time since November. This morning, they're planning to keep students safe as the pandemic continues.
Doctors are seeing more cases of nearsightedness as students increase their screen time. What you need to know about protecting your child's eyesight.
They've gone from working every day and begging for a day off to begging to go back to work.
A bounce back for those who work major events in the Circle City. Our Rafael Sanchez shows us how the NCAA tournament is bigger than basketball for many Hoosier families.
Connected to that tournament, we'll have much more on that story coming up here on Good Morning Indiana, but we hope that you're starting off your Tuesday really well with us here on WRTV. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. I know it was a little chilly as Lauren and I walked into the studio, but hopefully it won't be too chilly for too long.
Yeah, Todd, I went back to inside the house, grabbed the scarf that I almost forgot. I mean, it was a little bit of a chill as people
Ladies, you're
outside.
forgetting one thing.
What's that?
It's the middle of January.
That's true.
It's gonna be like this for the rest of the month. It's gonna be like this into February. It's definitely a little chilly in spots here this morning with temperatures in the teens and into the 30s. The skies have cleared, and where the skies have cleared, that's where temperatures are running a little bit cooler. I'm going to start you off, though, with a radar here because some of you in southern locations saw a little bit of light snow throughout the overnight hours. Those winter weather advisories have been dropped, though. That is the good news by the National Weather Service. And from this point forward, you don't really have to worry about anything more in the way of precipitation. There is another clipper system, though, that will impact parts of the area later on tonight. More on that coming up in just a little bit. Here's the view outside right now. Here are those temperatures. 19 in Peru, 23 in Indy. Bloomington, you're now down below the freezing mark at 30 right now. Factor in a little bit of a breeze. It's not a huge issue for us this morning, but still a wind chill value of 9 in Peru. 17 is what it feels like here in Indy. The good news is it's a brighter day, decreasing cloud cover for us throughout the morning hours and temperatures with sunshine eventually, Lauren, into the mid-30s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. You mentioned that precipitation has ended in the area, and so it should be pretty smooth sailing for your commute. We're keeping a close eye on it and showing you what you can expect as you're traveling over here on the east side. We have our live drive vehicle out and about here traveling eastbound on I-70 right now, heading near Emerson Avenue, and you can see everything is traveling up to speed. There's no slowdowns, no crashes out there on the roads. Of course, we'll continue to keep a very close eye on the roads around central Indiana, and we'll keep you updated on any delays. Megan?
Lauren, thank you. This morning, thousands of IPS students will head back to the classroom, Rafael.
And Megan, not everyone is coming back as the school system carefully returns to in-person learning. WRTV's Troy Washington is live downtown with the plans to make staff and students return safely back to school. Troy, good morning.
Good morning. They are breaking it into parts to make it easier for everyone. So that means today they're starting with pre-K through 3rd grade, and by the end of this month, every student will be back in the classroom in some capacity, but they want parents and families to remain flexible.
We know that even as we return, there will be instances that may require us to transition a group of students or staff, a classroom, a grade level, or sometimes perhaps an entire school back to remote learning for a short time in order to keep everyone safe. Your flexibility and cooperation with us as we continue to navigate this ever-changing landscape is greatly appreciated.
Through it all, the school district is remaining in touch with the health department to make sure that they are up to date on how everything is developing with the virus. And if parents want to choose to stay remote learning, they have that option as well. Reporting live downtown, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you. And also heading back to the classroom today, students in Hamilton Southeastern School District up in the Fishers area. Starting today, students pre-K through 6th grade will be 100% in person. Students grades 7 through 12 will be on a hybrid model. A virtual only option is offered for students who want to continue e-learning through the end of the 2021 school year. The district will also begin holding e-learning Fridays. All students will be able to access their teachers' plans and assignments through Canvas on their computers. Rafael.
Good morning to Anderson, Lebanon, and Greenfield. As we continue to cover education this Tuesday morning, eye doctors are seeing more school-aged children dealing with nearsightedness. WRTV's Kelsey Anderson explains what's behind the increase and what parents can do to protect their children's eyesight.
Between cell phones, video games, iPads, and now virtual learning, experts say that children have the visual jobs of computer programmers and are now seeing the need for glasses a lot sooner. Dr. Catherine Schutz has been an optometrist for 21 years. She specializes in pediatric eye care. She says for the last several years, they have been dealing with the pandemic all their own. Children have been needing glasses at a higher rate over the last several years, mainly due to screen time. And now with virtual learning, it's increasing even more. But she says there are two things you can do to help strengthen your child's eyesight.
If kids are outdoors 2 hours a day, it prevents the genetic component of two nearsighted parents. So we know that kids who have two parents who, are wearing glasses for nearsightedness, they have like a 70% chance of becoming nearsighted. But if they're outdoors, you can lower that to almost nothing, which is impressive. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is just taking breaks. And so our rule is the 20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for a minute or two. That's ideal. It's not an easy habit to get into, but it is very, very helpful in terms of reducing strain and just really flexing the visual system so that it's not looking, a screen right in front of you all day, every day.
She says she recommends parents bring their kids in for a baseline eye exam by age 5.
Now, as far as blue light blocker glasses go, Dr. Schutz says she does recommend them to protect the eye, almost like a sunscreen, and to level out those melatonin levels. But she does say that these will not help in the progression of a child's eyesight. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Helpful information. Thank you, Kelsey. Turning now to the latest data from the State Health Department. State health officials report more than 2,500 new cases of COVID-19. That's a drop from 680 cases from the previous day and the lowest numbers we've seen since last Sunday. And since March, 592,709 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. Health officials also reported an additional 30 COVID-related deaths. So far this month, 806 Hoosiers have died with the virus. To date, 8,966 Hoosiers have died with COVID-19. And we continue to keep a close eye on our hospital resources. Hospitalizations have been trending down since peaking at 3,460 patients at the end of November. Currently, 2,386 Hoosiers are hospitalized with COVID across the state. This morning, nearly 30% of ICU beds are available and about 74% of ventilators are still available. Lauren.
Well, Megan, the Rebound Indiana is our initiative to connect you to resources so, Raphael, we can get through this pandemic together.
That's right, and the upcoming March Madness games are a sign of hope for all the people who work behind your favorite scenes at your favorite concert sites as well as your sporting events. About 200 stagehands in central Indiana have been waiting for their full-time jobs to return since the pandemic began, and they hope that the NCAA tournament games will spark a need for their skills because they tell us they're ready to get back to work.
I'm a survivor, so I knew I would get through this somehow, but it's been tough and it's been scary. And, every day I think, okay, I'm going to have to go get another job and figure out what I'm going to do.
In our next half hour here on Good Morning Indiana, a closer look at the families who need March Madness and want to make sure that it happens healthily and safely here in central Indiana. Megan?
Looking forward to that story. Thank you, Raphael. Well, a long-standing event in the Circle City will not happen this year. After the break, details on the new format for the NFL Combine and what that means for local businesses.
Plus, a new facility is coming to Lebanon that could provide you with a position in a booming industry. Coming up, I'll show you how AgriZen Life Sciences is helping Hoosier farmers and also creating jobs. Todd?
And Lauren, one little storm system is departing. It brought some light snow to parts of the Bedford area as we went into the overnight hours where winter weather advisories were once posted. They have now been dropped. As that storm system departs, another Clipper system is heading our way for later on this afternoon and this evening. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team Forecast.
Fresh for everyone.
Welcome back. It is 6:12. Hiring Hoosiers is our initiative connecting you with new job opportunities, and a new facility is coming to Lebanon that could provide you with a position in a booming industry. Agrizen Life Sciences is an Indiana-based hemp research and development company that focuses on researching the cultivation, formulation, and extraction of CBD oil. The accredited company is expanding now in Lebanon and creating a laboratory for hemp testing. Here, farmers can have their hemp crop tested to ensure it does not exceed the legal limit for the commercially grown crops and products. It's a business that can be a reliable source for many local farmers, and in the end, it can save them a lot of money. There's no denying that the plant-based industry is booming, and Agrizen's co-founder says Boone County is the perfect location for an agriculture research lab.
It allowed us to have some acreage to be able to expand our business. I felt it was very important to be close to one of the major freeways. So we're right there off of 65 and 32. We're right smack in the middle up to Purdue. So, you know, and we interface with them, you know, quite a bit. All the associates in Lebanon, from the, you know, the planning and zoning group to the economic development folks, they were very supportive in our, you know, our business.
Upcoming available positions will include things like working in their R&D cultivation center, lab techs, salespeople, retail, and more. To learn more and follow their journey, you can just visit agrizen.com. Raphael.
Good morning to Greenwood, Lawrence, and Speedway. Today in the city of Indianapolis, top city leaders will talk about violence prevention efforts right here in the capital city. 2021 has already picked up where 2020 left off when it comes to deadly violence. Indianapolis has recorded about a dozen homicides this month already. And last Tuesday, at least 5 people were killed in a span of 4 hours. A virtual news conference on this critical issue is scheduled for 10 this morning. We'll bring you the very latest updates on how the city plans to address this issue on the news at noon, as well as on the WRTV app. Megan?
Raphael, also happening today, Governor Eric Holcomb will deliver his State of the State address. Getting through and rebounding from the pandemic will likely be a big part of the remarks. Governor Holcomb will also outline his vision for 2021. You can watch it right here on WRTV or on the WRTV News app and the WRTV Facebook page. It starts at 7 o'clock tonight, Raphael.
Indiana will be represented in a virtual parade that will be part of tomorrow's inaugural events. The horse teams from Culver Academies will be part of the Parade Across America event. Culver submitted a video of the 48 troopers and 22 equestrians in parade formation just last week, and they were notified on Monday that they made the cut. Congratulations to Culver. The parade will feature entries from all 50 states, plus several territories and the District of Columbia. This will be Culver Academy's 18th appearance in the inauguration parade. The first one was back in the year 1913. The tradition continues. Now time to check your forecast with our guy, Todd Clausen, standing by. What's happening?
Hey, Raphael, I remember just a few minutes ago the girls were complaining about it being so chilly outside. You remember that? You know, we're in the teens and 20s?
I remember that.
Well, you remember what happened on this date? I know you remember what happened on this date back in 1994?
Yeah, I was in second grade, tell me.
Lauren probably wasn't born yet, but on this day in 1994, the coldest temperature ever recorded for the city of Indianapolis got down to minus 27 degrees. So, teens, 20s, that doesn't seem too bad. It could always be worse, right, Raphael? It always could be worse in January. So outside right now, it is chilly, but not as cold as it was in 94. Clearing skies this morning, partly cloudy skies this afternoon as we work some sunshine in. And then this evening, we'll bring some snow into northern locations. And that's a quick little moving weather system that's going to come through. 18 in Peru right now, 23 in Indy, 30 in Bloomington. That's 32 currently in Bedford. It feels like it's in the single digits, though, here in many northern locations. There's not a lot of wind out there this morning, but there's enough to put those wind chills into the single digit category. It feels like 17 right now in Indy. The skies have cleared, and for the most part, there's still some cloud cover in spots. We had some snow as we worked our way into the overnight hours in Bedford, where there's a 2-hour school delay there for North Lawrence, so make sure you check on that before you head out to the bus stop or head off to the school building. A few flurries south of Seymour as well, but the next weather maker is this one. It's a little clipper system. It comes through really, really quick, and the timing works out well into our advantage, I think, because most of you are home from work You're settling in for the evening. The snow showers will come in after sunset, but the most vigorous snow shower activity probably not until 11, 12 o'clock. If you do work late shift or the overnight shift or you're traveling, just know that the biggest issue will be reduced visibility as some of these snow showers move through any accumulation. That is going to be probably a half an inch of snow or less. So it's not a big snowmaker, but visibilities could be an issue with it, just an isolated slick spot out there. Highs today will be topping off in the low 30s to the north, right around 35 to 36 degrees here in Indianapolis, 40 in Martinsville today, and then low 40s as you work your way from Bedford to Seymour. So any snow that did fall down in the Bedford area early this morning will quickly melt away with the sunshine and the temperatures in the 40s later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, 33 degrees, partly sunny skies, 42 on Thursday with mostly sunny skies as well. Then it's a little cooler for the weekend, the next storm system after that little Clipper system tonight. That's going to be Sunday night and eventually into Monday. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at your commute. Our live drive vehicle is out and about, showing you what you can expect on the roads right now. We're traveling westbound on Interstate 70 over on the east side. This is a view near Shadeland Avenue. You can see that traffic there is traveling smoothly, not too busy on this Tuesday. Of course, we'll keep you updated on any delays as you're heading out on the roads. Raphael.
So, Lauren, the pandemic has done it again. For the first time in decades, Indy will not host the NFL Combine because of COVID-19. The event held in the Circle City dating back to 1987 is now going virtual. A memo was sent to all 32 teams and outlines the changes, which include no in-person workouts, all interviews and psychological testing will be virtual, and there will be limited in-person medical exams. Now, in-person testing will be available for a certain number of prospects at designated locations that may happen sometime in early April. The Combine, as you know, plays a key role in the NFL draft. Each year, it brings millions of dollars to the Circle City. This is the final year Indy was scheduled to host that event. No word yet on future plans for that big sporting Combine. Megan?
Well, Raphael, to basketball now. March Madness will last into April in Indianapolis, and the IHSAA announced that the boys basketball state finals will be moved back by 1 week. That now pushes it to Saturday, April 3rd. The change will allow for more flexibility for the NCAA tournament at Bankers Life Fieldhouse and that final weekend of March. It will still give 8 high school teams a chance to play on the state's big basketball stage.
In the spirit of COVID and a pandemic, we've learned that flexibility is a key. And we know that things change. And, when we work with our partner, the Pacers and the Fever and Rick Fuson, and they asked us to look at some things to provide some flexibility. We were more than willing to do that.
All 4 boys finals games were originally scheduled for March 27th. The rest of the state tournament will not change, Lauren.
And Megan, we do have a reminder for Pacers fans this morning. The first limited tickets go on sale today for several upcoming games. There's now a limited number of tickets for home games January 24th through March 4th. Now, these games are the first games of the season to allow fans. The ticket sales will be limited to roughly 1,000 for those first 2 games. The teams will consider gradual increases for the games after that. Now, currently, the Marion County Health Department will only allow 25% capacity. That's around 4,500 people inside Bankers Life Fieldhouse. We want you to know there will also be some extra safety precautions in place there. Fans must complete an online health screening prior to the arrival and show confirmation before entering the Fieldhouse. Face masks are required. There will be pod seating to keep groups separated. Tickets will be all mobile. There will be no cash transactions inside of the Fieldhouse. Again, tickets will be sold online and at the Fieldhouse box office weekdays from noon to 5. And again, those start today. Megan?
Good to know. Some major changes are coming to tax season this year. Coming up, consumer reporter John Matarese has what you need to know so you don't waste your money.
And Megan and Lauren, did you stay up and did you watch The Bachelor last night? Because if you did, then you got a full serving of drama. Lots of drama on The Bachelor. Coming up on Good Morning America, you'll hear from Matt James right here on WRTV. Now let's head outside on this Tuesday morning. A big good morning to Mooresville, Muncie, and Marion. All great places to call home right here in central Indiana. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
Right now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana on this Tuesday. It is 6:25. Megan, Raphael, it is time we chat about what is trending at 6. Hopefully you guys are feeling lucky. We've discussed this, Raphael.
Yes.
You sometimes play the lottery responsibly.
Yes. All the time.
Well, we are rooting for you then today. The lotto jackpots just keep growing. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is worth an estimated $850 million. This is the third largest lottery jackpot in history. $730 million will be up for grabs in Wednesday's Powerball drawing. It's been nearly 2 years since the lottery jackpot has grown so large. No one has won either game's top prize since September. Whew, it's going to be a
By the way, I'm sharing. If I win,
Oh my
we're
goodness.
all going
So generous.
to say
You
good morning
are the
Hawaii
best.
on Monday.
co-worker, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're lucky. All right, already won the lottery with the best coworkers.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Here we go. All right, President-elect Joe Biden will not be inaugurated until tomorrow, but a very important part of his cabinet has already taken to his spot. You could guess Biden's rescue dog Major was honored with an inauguration, technically, over the weekend. It was complete with recording artist Josh Groban singing his version of How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, of course. And the virtual event was hosted by the Delaware Animal Shelter, where he got Major. So a very nice event for the shelter.
He's
and
ready to go.
for Major.
There he is.
Gotta love dogs.
Well, with my lottery winnings, I'm going to donate to the shelter, and I'm going to buy everyone popcorn. Everyone
There
gets
you go.
popcorn because today is National Popcorn Day. January the 19th celebrates all kinds of ways the popcorn has been used. Corn has been used over the last couple of years, either savory or sweet, maybe some caramel on it, buttered or plain. And here in the Hoosier state, one lawmaker wants to honor the delicious treat by making it Indiana's official state snack. You see, Senator Ron Grooms of Jeffersonville in southern Indiana says that Indiana ranks second in the nation in popcorn production. Hoosier farmers grow nearly 500 million, you heard me right, 500 million pounds of popcorn every year. Just another reason to celebrate with a bowl of popcorn today. Or, in our case, Todd Clausen, several bowls of popcorn to enjoy.
That's right. You know what I like to put on my popcorn, Raphael?
What's that?
A little hot sauce. Sprinkle a little hot sauce on the popcorn.
Little
there,
jalapeno,
you know?
little caliente for you? Okay.
Yeah, like a little Frank's Red Hot or, whatever your hot sauce is. And so, a little flair to it. All right, temperatures outside right now are in the teens and 20s in most locations. Couple 30s out there down to the south right now, 23 in Indianapolis, 18 in Peru. As we go throughout the day today, any lingering cloud cover should come to an end fairly quickly. And then we should get into a nice amount of sunshine here later on this afternoon. Temperature about 31 degrees by the noon hour. And then later on this afternoon, the clouds will increase once again. So we have a little window of sunshine. And by 6 p.m., some snow showers are starting to develop across the area once again. Not talking about a lot in the way of accumulation, but there could be a quick coating and reduced visibility on the roadways. Those snow showers will continue into the overnight hours. More on that coming up in just a little bit. Megan?
Todd, thank you. Some changes are coming to tax season this year. That's because of COVID-19 and 2 stimulus packages. The goal is to make filing easier for everyone. And consumer reporter John Matarese has the details so you don't waste your money.
Some changes are coming to tax filing this year as a result of COVID and recent stimulus checks. The goal to make filing easier and simpler for everyone. The IRS has just announced it's delaying the start of this year's tax filing season by 2 weeks till February 12th. That's to give the agency more time to adapt to the late December stimulus package. While it's frustrating for early filers, it will allow you to file for last year's $1,200 stimulus and the new $600 stimulus if you have not received one of them yet. But for the second year in a row, the IRS warns that COVID precautions will slow the processing of paper refunds. So it's urging everyone to file electronically and request direct deposit of your refund. The IRS says March 1st is when refunds will start going out. The IRS is not planning to extend that April 15th deadline this year as it did last year when COVID hit. So get those returns filed early so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Tuesday morning, this is your 6:30 news feed. Police in Fishers investigating a shooting near an elementary school. Officers were called Monday afternoon to 104th Street and Olio Road, that's near Geist Elementary School. Police tell us there was an incident that led to one person being shot in the leg. The injuries, we're told, are not life-threatening, and so far, no criminal charges have been filed in this case.
Hiring Hoosiers now. INDOT will be holding a virtual career fair tomorrow. It runs from 4 to 5 p.m. featuring jobs like highway maintenance technician, equipment mechanics, construction engineers, project inspectors, and seasonal positions. Registration for this event is not required. You can find out how to join this event in this story. Just go to hiringhoosiers.com.
A historic Indianapolis park is getting a facelift ahead of its 100th birthday. Citizens Energy Group unveiled the renovated pool house at Frederick Douglass Park, located on the near north side. Improvements include a new security system, fresh paint, an upgraded concession area, new furniture, and landscape improvements. Good morning. Time now is 6:30 on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us for Good Morning Indiana. And Todd, we've been talking about the chill out there. Luckily, it's not the record though, but still bundle up.
You know, nowhere near record low temperatures here today. Raphael, we mentioned the minus 27 for Indianapolis. I know you were asking. The all-time record low for the state of Indiana happened on this day as well. Minus 36 degrees. Now it's just outside of New Whiteland. So that's the all-time state record low temperature. Outside right now, we're dealing with temperatures in the 20s. That doesn't sound too bad, right? After those record low temperatures. 22 in Lafayette. The skies have cleared in Indy now. 23 degrees, 28 in Bloomington, where we still have just a little bit of lingering cloud cover. We had a few snow showers down towards Bedford earlier this morning. They have now pushed off into Ohio and northern Kentucky. This little batch of snow shower activity is heading our way for later on this afternoon. Anytime after 6, 7 o'clock, there will be the chance of some snow showers in this forecast, and that'll continue into the overnight hours as well. But the daytime hours today will feature a good amount of sunshine here, with temperatures today, Lauren, very seasonable for this time of year. Highs right around 35 degrees.
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's take a look from our live drive vehicle out on your roads this morning. Conditions are dry, as Todd has mentioned here, and that's good news as you're heading to work maybe on this Tuesday. Right now we're heading southbound on I-65 near Keystone Avenue, so just south of the downtown area, where everything's pretty quiet. It's not that busy at this hour in that direction, so that is great news. And you can see across the median there, northbound traffic heading into downtown is traveling up to speed. We'll keep you updated if there are any slowdowns for your commute. Now I want to go to a reminder for you on this Tuesday. The Indiana State House complex here in downtown is closed to the public today and tomorrow. The governor's office says this is being done out of an abundance of caution in response to any possible protests related to the presidential inauguration. State legislative meetings are also canceled this week. The FBI says the Bureau has not received any specific threats in Indiana related to any of our government buildings. Raphael.
In Bloomington, there's opposition, Lauren, to new rules preventing the homeless from staying overnight in city parks. Let me take you this morning to Monroe County, where members of the Bloomington Homeless Coalition, they marched from Seminary Park on South Walnut Street to People's Park on Kirkwood Avenue. That's where they held a sit-in last night. Homeless advocates say they feel city officials there in Bloomington are pushing the homeless away instead of giving them the help that they need. The city of Bloomington started enforcing their curfews at parks just last week after a homeless man died while staying overnight in Seminary Park.
Raphael, here in Marion County, the annual point-in-time homeless count continues this week. The count documents how many people stay in shelters, transitional housing, or on the streets in a single night. It helps determine resources and funding for people experiencing homelessness. Service providers, lawmakers, and others also use the count to understand the root cause of homelessness and how to solve those issues. Lyndon Jackman says he ended up at Wheeler Mission after a friend of his that he was staying with moved.
I was staying in a tent. Thank God for the Homeless Initiative program. There's been a lot shut down, and you know, there's really nowhere to go.
It's really important because it helps us with planning, solutions and interventions, and figuring out how to best target resources. So it is an important count, but I also want to reiterate, it's just one source of data. We are looking at data all year long with our partner agencies to really understand how homelessness is changing.
The Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention conducts this count. The count usually takes place in one night, but this year it's being done over 5 days because of the pandemic safety changes. A full report of the findings will be released in the spring, Lauren.
It is 6:34, and as we continue to navigate through this COVID-19 pandemic, optometrists have been dealing with the pandemic themselves for years now. Our own Kelsey Anderson explains how our digital devices are causing nearsightedness, especially for today's children, at a a rapid rate. Kelsey.
Between cell phones, video games, iPads, and now virtual learning, experts say that children have the visual jobs of computer programmers and are now seeing the need for glasses a lot sooner.
It was our own little eyeball pandemic before COVID ever hit.
Dr. Catherine Schutz has been an optometrist for 21 years. She specializes in pediatrics.
We've been calling it the myopia pandemic, and definitely nearsightedness is hitting kids at younger ages, and the progression is a lot faster than what we've seen in previous decades. So not only are more of the world's children becoming more nearsighted, it's happening more quickly.
She says there are two things you can do to help your child's vision. The first, spending time outside.
If kids are outdoors 2 hours a day, it prevents the genetic component of two nearsighted parents. So we know that kids who have two parents who, are wearing glasses for nearsightedness, they have like a 70% chance of becoming nearsighted. But if they're outdoors, you can lower that to almost nothing, which is impressive.
The second thing is exercising your eyes, she says, by taking breaks from looking at your devices.
Our rule is the 20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for a minute or two. That's ideal. It's not an easy habit to get into, but it is very, very helpful in terms of reducing strain and just really flexing the visual system so that it's not looking, a screen right in front of you all day, every day.
Dr. Schutz recommends parents bring their children in for a baseline eye exam by age 5.
We really don't want kids in glasses. I know that seems like that cannot be from an eye doctor, but my job is to keep kids as low on the prescription so that they're as least dependent as possible.
Now, as far as blue light blocker glasses go, Dr. Schutz says she does recommend them to protect the eye, almost like a sunscreen, and to level out those melatonin levels. But she does say that these will not help in the progression of a child's eyesight. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. It's not only back to school, it's back to the classroom. Next, a live report on how Indianapolis schools are battling through the pandemic to make sure that kids get the one-on-one help that they need. You're watching WRTV on this Tuesday, right here in Indianapolis.
Hoosiers partner. Welcome back. The largest public school system in central Indiana is returning to in-person learning for the first time in a long time, Raphael.
Megan, IPS has been really cautious about reopening school buildings due, of course, to the pandemic. Our Troy Washington is live with the plan for students and staff on this Tuesday morning. Troy, good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, I'll tell you, there's nothing routine about this year, and that's why IPS is making sure that they're making this transition back into the classroom as smooth as possible, and they're doing that in parts. They're starting today with pre-K through 3rd grade, and then by the end of this month, they'll continue to phase in more students, and they should have everyone back in the classroom in some capacity by the end of January.
While we are glad to invite our students back into school, I also want to remind our families to be sure and know how critically important it is that you do your part to ensure we're as safe as possible. Please be sure your student has a clean mask with them every day and is following healthy hygiene habits.
They're asking for families to do their part. They want all hands on deck to make this a very smooth transition back to what students were used to before the pandemic. Now, if you're not ready to come back, families can opt to continue doing remote learning. Reporting live downtown, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you. Here at 641, the coronavirus continues to spread inside of Indiana's schools. More than 1,800 new cases among students were reported by the state health department this week. The department says that the new cases happened between November and this week. More than 22,000 total student cases have been reported since the start of the pandemic. High school age students account for most of them. The more than 5,400 school staffers have also had the virus. So let's take a look at the latest statewide case numbers. More than 2,500 new cases were reported on Monday, as well as 30 COVID-related deaths.
They've gone from working every day and begging for a day off to begging to go back to work.
It's bigger than basketball. People expecting a big bounce back from March Madness after losing thousands of dollars. Coming up, our Rafael Sanchez takes a closer look at the families hoping for an end to a nearly year-long struggle, Todd.
And we've been dealing with snow showers off and on every day so far since Friday. And today we get a bit of a break with some sunshine during the daytime hours. But as we work our way into the evening hours, our snow chances return to parts of central Indiana. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
At Value City Furniture.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. We're keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. This is our camera here at I-69 and 106th Street up in the Fishers area. Good morning to you. No traffic issues here to slow you down. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Rafael? And new this morning, we know that it would be a boost for the local economy. Now dozens of Hoosier families, Rafael, are counting on college basketball to bring back many of their jobs.
And Lauren, since the pandemic began, the closings and all of those cancellations have forced dozens of families to lose tens of thousands of dollars.
Behind the scenes, they work on the lights, the audio, the staging. Without them, it would be hard to see, hear, or enjoy concerts, sporting events, or shows at venues across central Indiana. With so many cancellations due to the pandemic, Sandy Bright has faced quite a struggle.
I'm a survivor, so I knew I would get through this somehow, but it's been tough and it's been scary. And, you know, every day I think, okay, I'm going to have to go get another job and figure out what I'm going to do.
Look up. Sandy is usually the one running the house lights at Lucas Oil Stadium. Luckily, this season's home Colts games meant a paycheck.
It was crazy to go from being a crazy workaholic in this industry to being cut off at the knees and nothing to do.
More than 200 people make up IATSE Local 30. The International Alliance of Theatrical and Stage Employees are counting on March Madness to be the event that sparks a return of their jobs.
To some people, it's just a basketball game. To you, what is it?
Well, it's my career and my livelihood. It's what I love to do. I love my job.
It's a light at the end of the tunnel is what it is. Hope.
Aaron Weingard is a third-generation stagehand at the Murat Theater. It's where his father and grandfather also worked. He says most of his fellow craftsmen and craftswomen lost 80% of their salaries, which on average is more than $50,000.
They've gone from working every day and begging for a day off to begging to go back to work.
Willie Walker has worked at a number of places, including Butler University and Bankers Life Fieldhouse. He believes the NCAA tournament will help him and his friends bounce back from a tough 2020.
It's going to be great. I'm a huge basketball fan anyway, but I just enjoy putting these shows together. It makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger.
3 people who, like many, are fans of basketball and bigger fans of working full-time all the time.
And of course, we'll follow them throughout the March Madness season. We'll keep up with their stories. It's not known how many workers will be called to duty to help out with March Madness and the NCAA games. The local union does have agreements with a number of the big sites here in central Indiana, including Lucas Oil Stadium and Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Megan?
It's a big deal for so many. Thank you, Rafael. Well, today is President Trump's last full day in office, and it could be a day we find out whether he will give pardon to, of course, the Tiger King himself. Joe Exotic was the main character on the Netflix series. He's serving prison time for a plot to kill his rival, tiger rescuer Carol Baskin. But his attorney says he has given new evidence to the president that he believes warrants a pardon. Some of that evidence came from former Indiana zookeeper Tim Stark. However, Stark was recently arrested on charges stemming from his former zoo in southern Indiana. So that crazy story just gets crazier, Todd. And I don't know if the Tigers will like this weather, but we'll bundle up for it.
Yeah, just bundle up this morning as you walk out the door. You're definitely going to need that. Temperatures are in the teens and 20s across the area. Some of you were in the 30s earlier this morning if you joined us, and Bedford still is. But once the clouds clear it out, your temperatures have been falling. falling. 18 in Peru, 19 in Tipton right now, 23 in Indy, 27 is the current temperature in Bloomington now, with wind chill values that are in the single digits in a lot of areas here to the north. So you see 8 in Peru, but just follow this purple contour there. That is all wind chill values that are in the single digits. Teens is what it feels like in Indianapolis. Here's the good news, though, for the day today. We get the sunshine back. The clouds are in the process of clearing out right now. We have a nice period of sunshine through mid-morning, through early afternoon, before the clouds start to build back in. Your high temperature holds pretty steady right around 35 degrees later on this afternoon. We had some snow showers earlier this morning down towards Bloomington as well as Bedford. You can see they have moved out. The clouds have moved out as well, but there is a 2-hour school delay in the Bedford area. So if you live down there, make sure you check that out before you get going. Our next weather maker is this one here to the north. That's a quick moving clipper system that's going to come through. What is a clipper system? It's a weak area of low pressure, moves very quickly, hence its name, clipper, and it usually doesn't have a whole lot of moisture with it. And as it comes through central Indiana, it's just going to put down some minor snow accumulation. The bigger issue, I think, is going to be reduced visibility on the roadways, but the timing works out well in our advantage because here we go into the afternoon hours. By the time we get to 5:30, 6 o'clock and we enter the evening, could be a few snow showers in northern locations, and then through late evening and early tomorrow morning, these snow showers make their way through the area. So at that point, most of you are probably home sleeping, and by the time you wake up for your Wednesday morning drive, the snow showers are basically going to be out of the area. It's not a big snowfall total here. We're talking less than an inch, so it could slicken up the roadways in spots, but otherwise visibility again going to be the issue, I think, there in some northern locations. This evening, before the snow showers arrive, temperatures hold pretty steady right around 33 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, and then overnight tonight back down into the teens and 20s across the area. Tomorrow, still a chilly day for us, right around 30 degrees with plenty of sunshine, though, so it's a brighter day for us on Wednesday once again. And then we get to Thursday, the temperature shoots up to 42 degrees. That's going to feel pretty nice across the area. It's above normal. We'll have sunshine. And then we see the temperatures cool once again into Friday and Saturday. The next storm system we'll have to keep an eye on, Lauren. That arrives Sunday afternoon and evening as a wintry mix, and then stays potentially a wintry mix as we head into the day on Monday.
All right, Todd, we'll keep a close eye on that. As for your roads this morning, things are pretty quiet. This is a look from our live drive vehicle showing you what to expect as you head out the door this morning. Right now we're traveling westbound on I-70 near Harding Street, so just a little west of the downtown area. You can see there that traffic is moving along smoothly. Pretty empty roads out that way. We'll continue to keep you updated on any problems for your commute. Well, now some terrifying moments right in the middle of a shopping day. What happened at a downtown mall? Plus, we'll have more of your top stories just after the break. Stay with us.
Rivers.com.
Here at 6:54, we're keeping a close eye on your commute this morning. This is at I-465 and Rockville Road. Over on the west side, traffic here is picking up on your interstate. No delays to slow you down, no crashes to report around the metro area at this early hour, and that is good news, Megan.
Lauren, thank you. 6:55 on Good Morning Indiana, and we'll check your forecast in just a moment. But first, let's get to your top stories, Raphael.
Let's get started. We are learning more about what led to that gunfire inside the Circle Center Mall in downtown Indianapolis. This happened Monday afternoon during a disturbance between two customers. At some point during the argument, a shot was fired in the mall. We're told no one was hurt.
And thousands of IPS students will return to in-person learning today. Over the next 2 weeks, the school system will be phasing in the return of all students either to the classroom or through a hybrid schedule, Lauren.
And we told you earlier that IPS students are heading back to class today, and students also in Hamilton Southeastern schools are heading back as well, wishing them the best of luck. Starting today, students pre-K through 6th grade will be 100% in person. Students in grades 7 through 12 will be on a hybrid model. That district will have an e-learning day for all students every Friday.
And Governor Eric Holcomb will give his State of the State address tonight, but instead of speaking to a crowded State House, the speech will be given virtually because of the pandemic. You can watch it here on WRTV or on the WRTV News app and the WRTV Facebook page. It starts at 7 o'clock tonight.
All right, a few snow showers will be possible later on this evening across the area. Temperatures today climbing into the mid-30s, which is seasonable, and we'll have a good amount of sunshine before those snow showers arrive. Then pretty quiet Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A little bit of a warm-up as you see heading into the day on Thursday, 42 degrees. And then as we work our way into the weekend, it gets colder again. The next storm system Sunday night into Monday. Still a lot of time to fine-tune this one, but it could start off as a wintry mix as we head into Sunday night and then continue into Monday. But again, that's a little ways away. Until then, nothing really to worry about. Those snow showers later on this evening could reduce visibility, but put down nothing more than a half an inch of snow.
Todd, thank you. Looking forward to that Thursday, 42. All right. Well, we're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with the latest news, weather, and traffic updates.
And remember, all your news can be found throughout the day on the WRTV mobile app. Thanks for watching Good Morning Indiana. We hope you have a great Tuesday.